How are you?
What can I say? It is batshit crazy, which is why I've got you, obviously. Yeah, a bit kind of nuts at the moment, but yeah, that's why I need you. I need you to help me.
You've been nuts? Hold on, let me try to change this lighting. It's too bright. Better. Okay. You know the energy is designed for this right now, right?
I know. Do you know it's perfect? You know what? Well, you know what I need from you, Nannette, because you're really good at this, and I trust you completely with this. Because I am on shaky foundations at the moment, which is great. I feel really vulnerable, which is really great. And what I want you to do is I want you to break me, and I want you to help me to rebuild. Because you are who you know who you are. I'm not going to say who you are. You know who you are, and from the angelic realm, and I trust you completely, implicitly to.
You think that I'm the breaker of humans?
Yeah.
Is that what
Yeah.
you think?
You can break me. I know that. It's not. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you and your soul, and I'm talking about the fact that I trust you, and we have this. Me and you have this connection, and it's a strong one in that way where we trust each other, you know, and I trust you implicitly. So, and there's no one else that I can think of I want to do this with. I want all my gifts to open up. You know, I'm tired of going through the ups and downs of it. I want to break all my conditioning, my belief systems, my habitual things, and I want you to do it. And I'm feeling very vulnerable at the moment. You know what divine beings are like. They send others your way, and so I've had two, and the one I've just recently had, again, like, she was amazing, really, really incredible. But again, I have this thing of sabotaging things. I have this thing for this need to be loved. It's still there. And I want to be broken, and only you can break me.
Because your need to be loved is, hold on, I'm writing this down, is that you need to be loved by you.
Yeah.
And you haven't figured that out yet. And you know, about the thing about I don't know if these other relationships were near you or far away from you, but the thing about the divine counterpart relationship is there's a separation for a reason, right? And that is so that you can work your own stuff out. So when you come together, you're both like this big light, and it's hell. But every time I get through another road bump, you know, I say, oh, okay, you know? And then it's not just to clear you, but you have to learn compassion. You have to learn patience and unconditional love. So that's what this whole thing is that you signed up for. And you want this divine counterpart relationship somehow, right?
If you're asking me that question right now in this moment in time, fuck no. It's painful as shit. You know, I don't want anything to do with it, but I feel like that today. But you know, the heart's a beautiful thing. You know, it resets, it recovers, and then you feel you want that again. I mean, it's interesting because every kind of connection I've had since just gets better and better and better. And you know, the last one I've just had recently, I mean, she's a beautiful soul, and we are so compatible in many ways. But you know, again, I always find the same thing, Nannette. It's my vibration's fucking high, and so like matching that, you know, it's difficult. And you know what we're like? We trigger the fuck out of everyone, and I'm doing that. And I'm
Yeah,
not
but this is, but I want to stop you there because I've several times about this, my guide, my other half is like, you got to get back to you. You got to get back to you. You got to get back to where you are. What happens is maybe your vibration's high. Maybe this person isn't as awake as you, right? And it starts to pull you down, and that pisses you off. It pisses you off, but it's a journey, okay? And the only way someone can pull your vibration down is if there's something in there to be healed.
Yeah, that is very true, because what I've discovered in that is that my relationship with like a good 20 years, I actually thought I dealt with some of that. And I know when we last spoke, which is some time ago, I did go through that and did the peeling back of the layers of the onion and all of that, and went through each and every one. And I thought I dealt with that, but I still, in this current relationship, it was like that. I mean, it was very interesting because she was triggering the fuck out of me. Like, she would be saying stuff that I used to say, but there was a twist on it. Whereas, you know, okay, I'll give you an example. Let me think of a one that would be kind of appropriate. So she always wanted to be center of attention, because she was like that, and she'd get drunk and she'd end up dancing on tables and all that kind of shit. And this new one is,
she sounds like fun. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, but it triggers the fuck out of me, because I'm, you know, it made me feel really, really bad. She'd make me feel really bad through doing that, because I know she'd be doing that to get the attention of other men, even if I was there, and I was there pretty much all of the time. And so it wasn't a nice feeling knowing that she, you know, wanted other men, and wanted the attention of other men, especially when I didn't feel like I was getting that from her. So this new one that I met was similar. She was saying, you know, she likes to have fun, but she doesn't want to get drunk and have fun. So that's the twist to it. She doesn't want to dance on tables and things like that. And that was a twist to it. But the fact that she wanted to do that, like, it's triggering the fuck out of me, you know. And I'm like, oh my God, this is another little scenario, and I don't want to go through that again. And it's too much, you know. And so there were lots of little scenarios like that were just triggering me so much. And, I have this thing of self-sabotage as well. I sabotage things, you know, and I noticed that. Not only did I do that with I was doing that, also I've done it with the last two as well. So I have this thing about sabotaging things, and I need to work on that. But more than anything, I just want you to break me open and just kind of like, let's rebuild all of this again, but on proper foundation, and, you know, and kind of like get these gifts that I already have that just need to be amplified even more than I already have, and allow them just to come forth and be exactly what I should be being now. And you're the perfect person to do this with. There's no one else that I can think I trust to do this with. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I know I'm a little harsh sometimes, but I'm not trying to be harsh. I have compassion. I'm just not going to give you a break. I'm not going to say, oh, okay, you poor thing. Let's
Nannette,
leave
you can't give me an you can't give me an inch. You gotta whip the shit out of me, really. There's, you know, you gotta like be really hard and strong with me, because you know what I'm like. My vibration is strong. It takes an equally strong vibration to break me. And that's you. You know,
and what you're gonna do, because I have found, I have done this once or twice with my other half, is when your vibration is that high and you get frustrated and angry, it attacks other people, it assaults them, it causes issues. So you are responsible for that. What other triggers are highly prevalent in give me recent triggers? I just want to have some notes.
It'll be the biggest thing is when I feel like someone does not match my love, you know, my depth of love, my depth of passion, you know, the depth of me. When they can't match me in that way, I kind of like lose interest in them, because, you know, I'm looking for a match, you know, I'm looking for someone who, because you know what it's like in the spiritual industry we're in. You know, a lot of people say a lot of shit, and, you know, in my 3D world, I've experienced this throughout my life. There's a lot of people who do this, they talk a lot, but the difference between you and me is that we can do the talking, but we deliver. That's the difference. We can deliver, we can act on it and deliver. And I find that a lot of people who do this, like, really, really just can't deliver. And that's a big problem with me. It's a real big problem with me. The biggest thing I have is my heart. I mean, I know that it's one of the biggest gifts I have here, and I have a really, really big heart, and I have a lot of love in that heart, and not just for like a divine counterpart, but for like a lot of people that I come across in my journey.
I have love for many women. Why not?
Not just women. all beings. But yeah, it's there, and it's just, I have not found someone yet who can match that. So, and it's frustrating for me, because I am looking, and I am like, I've been, before Beth, single for 5-6 years, and then I was with Beth, 13 months, and then I had a bit of a break from that, and then I met someone else and had a break from that, and then I met someone else, and now I'm going through that cycle of loss again and trying to find my flow back again. But this is a great opportunity, I feel. And I know, so a lot of people, this might sound a little bit batshit crazy and like, are you fucking nuts? And I'm like, no, I'm not crazy. I know my foundation is unsettled. I know I'm vulnerable, and the best time to break me is now, because I am like vulnerable at this point, and I know you will do that. You will do that for me, and you will, because I'm allowing it. I'm opening up to you. I'm surrendering to you to allow this to happen. And this is perfect, and I think if there is a time to do it, it's now, because I feel like I'm not like weakest, but I feel a lot weaker than I normally am. I'm not so strongly dropping pens. So that's kind of like where I am with this. I need this from you. I need you to help me with this. And also I'm going to post this on my channel. And I know it's like a bit crazy and just very personal, but I think, Nannette, there is no one else. I mean, I've known this from the first time I met you, that, if I was going to do any of this stuff with, it's you. It isn't anyone else that I know, anyone that I know, and I know a lot of people, just like you. So you're the one that I'm coming to. And I'm going to post this because, one, I think it's important to see, for the world to see what it's like to go through this process, and the difficulties of it too, and two, also to understand that we all need a little bit of coaching. It doesn't matter what vibration you are, or how high your vibration it is, or what realm you come from, whether it's heaven or galactic or ascended master or source God being. It's irrelevant. What it is here, you're still restricted by your 3D humanness, and we have to find a way to get through those barriers, and
we have to break through. And right now the energy is set up for that, because you've surrendered to the energy. I just like to make this clear if you're putting this on your channel, because I don't want anyone to feel like, ooh, a lot of people are going through this and they're like, I'm a victim. No, you're not, because you would not be experiencing this if you did not say yes at some point. So you're not a victim. You're a strong mother effer, and you need to just stand up and acknowledge that. And so I'm not a stranger to being on my knees and curled up in a ball, okay? And this is what we have to do. We have to break ourselves to reopen ourselves. And and we did pick up a lot of limiting beliefs, and they will come. Here's the thing that I think you need to understand, just like everyone else. You will go through this and you will get yourself to a point, but I promise you, shit's going to come back up, because there's something you miss. There's always something you miss, or but what happens is it's so much less. Like you're not on your knees anymore. You're not rolled up in a ball, because you find your power and you stand in it for the most part. And very, very seldom are you as vulnerable as you used to be. And that's what you want to get to. This human dynamic, until we fully pull ourselves out of it. Well, we're not going to pull ourselves out of being human until we we leave here. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And it's an individual thing. You know, I know the ascension is going on all over, but there are those who are not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it is an individual thing.
Yeah, I agree totally with that. Yes, it is a total thing. I think it's really good for the world to see about, a lot of people who are like part of the Patreon channel, part of like the YouTube stuff, they know that I have fractal of Metatron within me, and I hold an immense amount of vibration, but there are still things in my 3D humanness that I still have to get over, because I have been human here for 46 years of human life, and I have built up conditioning, I have built up belief systems, I have built up habitual beliefs, and I need to break those. And although we spend a lot of time throughout our years breaking them to a certain extent, we still need external support to help us to do that. And the thing I've noticed with me is my vibration is high, like yours, Nannette, it's the same. It's like it's high, and I know what I need someone equally as like assertive, strong, powerful to kind of break me, and that's you. I can't think of anyone else that do this for me, and it's really important. And so we're going to go on a bit of a batshit crazy journey, but I'm prepared to do it because it's time. This is time, and I'm glad that I'm recording this, because this is going to be on the Patreon channel. We're not cutting anything out. It's going in as it is, and because it's good for the world to see, and it's also good for the world to see what you do as well, Nannette. I don't think that's well known, and I think the more we can kind of share that with as many as we can, the better it is for you, because you have amazing, tremendous skills, and I'm coming to you. I'm not going to anyone else. I'm coming to you, Nannette. I'm not going to anyone else. So that kind of speaks volumes in itself, that the amount of love and trust I have with you to do this with you. So yeah, we're going to do this. I'm vulnerable, and I'm emotional, and I'm in the midst of going through a breakup at the moment. I don't feel very good about it, but this is the best time to elicit change.
Well, there's two. When do you want to do the first real session? Do you want to do it this week?
No, let's book it in for next week or the week after.
Okay, well then I want you to do homework. I have two things for you.
Tell me.
One,
right.
I want you to let yourself get fully into the misery of the breakup. Do not block that. I want you to fall on your knees and feel sorry for yourself to the very core of whatever comes up. Do you understand me? I want you to say, why? I don't care. Whatever it is, we all go through this. Nobody's going to laugh at you. But I want you to do that. Let me write this down.
I've already done a lot of that already. Do you want me to go back there again?
Yeah, if you're still feeling a lot of pain from this, then you have to stay in it. Stay in it for a little bit. And as soon as you get done with that crying session, I want you to sit in this, okay? I want you to meditate, and I want you to say, it's time to see past the illusion. It's time to see past the illusion. I want you, that's one thing my guide started years ago with me. You've got to see past the illusion. You've got to. This is all illusion, and you have to see past it. And it starts to really pull you into oneness, because you have to look past the illusion before you can stand in the oneness. You know what I mean?
I do. Let me share with you. So this happened 4 or 5 days ago. So 4 or 5 days ago, I went into complete kind of like you say, misery. I literally for 3-4 days I just cried. I'd be in the shower and I'd be crying. I'll be making dinner or something, and I'll be crying. I'll be I'd think of something or see something that reminded me of her, and I'll be in tears again, and feeling really, really emotional. And then I kind of over the last kind of maybe day or two, I've got to the stage where I have recognized that I'm having these thoughts, but then I am not these thoughts. These thoughts are just transient.
Yes.
They're passing. They're not me. And what makes them me is when I attach to those thoughts. So when I attach to the thought that, she loves me, or she's a great kisser, or she's very loving, or she's affectionate, or, she tells me she loves me, or, she has a great body, which she does. But anyway, I'm digressing. You know, that
I'm with
kind
you
of
on
stuff,
that.
you know.
That's good stuff.
You know, she is all those things and way more. She's very passionate, she's very loving, and I love all that. And it's just like remembering all of that. And then I realized that these things were coming up. So, and it's like even people that were like I was passing in the street with, like if they had like similar body shapes to her, I'll be like, yeah, that reminds me of her. Or someone that looks like her, I'll be like, and that's pretty rare because she does have a pretty unique look. You know, she looks very much like a bit like J-Lo really in some ways, but she's like got this unique look, and some stuff like that as well would trigger me as well. And it would just, you know, trigger after trigger after trigger, and mainly it'd be memories of what, you know, with the time we've spent together. And so I realized that it was interesting because these thoughts were like, for me, they were transient, they were coming in, but what was the problem was my emotion that I was attaching to that and applying significance to it. And so I stopped doing that, and I kept saying to myself, look, these thoughts are transient. I am not my thoughts, you know. And then I'd realized that I'd step back in some way, like you're saying, to some kind of level of peace and kind of like being okay with it. And these thoughts would pass. But we've got to another stage now, Nannette, because although as much as I'm disconnecting the cord from her, what I am finding is that I can feel her still. So like I know that today she was having a full-blown panic attack, and I was like, I can feel that shit, you know. She's panicking.
Because you are not your thoughts, but you are your emotions. You understand?
No,
you are your
it.
emotions. Okay. So you come in here, right? You decide I'm going to take this path, and you have to, and it's really hard for you masculines. I get that. This is a very difficult thing for masculine, is that you're starting to bring in your divine feminine. And you talk a lot about, I have a big heart, I'm my heart. That's your emotion. You are your emotions. And so what you have to do, what this is all about, is facing emotions. We do want to master our mind, because a lot of times, now this is how this marries, right? So our emotions, we're upset. This is why I want you to keep crying. We're upset. And then you can feel her. You don't know what the hell is going on. You know, there's a panic attack, and all of a sudden, even if you might not even know it's her and you think it's you, and you're like, well, F this and F that, and I can't, and you start this whole loop. And what this is about is you clear your emotions, you clear them and bring them to unconditional love, not control them. And that's the masculine's first thing they want to do. That's exactly what you told me you did. You controlled your emotions. You don't want to control them. You want to face them. You want to clear them. You want to bring them back in, and you want to move forward. And you still do want to master your mind, right? I want you to do also, hold on. I want you to do heart-mind synchronization. Do you know what that is?
No, tell me.
Okay, so this is what you do. You get yourself into a quiet place.
Yeah.
First step, put your hand over your heart. That's your first step. You close your eyes, you take deep breaths. What this does, and this is very ancient. Greg Braden talks about it now, but it's not his. This is ancient. What this does is when you take deep breaths, this tells your body that you're safe, right? Because when you're not safe, your breaths are shallow, right? So you're taking a deep breath. And at the same time that you're holding your heart, taking in deep breaths, blowing them out slowly, you are picturing in your mind someone or something that you love as unconditionally as you can love it. Okay? So maybe your child. You keep that in your mind while you do this breathing, and you are syncing your heart with your brain. And the heart has a sort of brain inside of it too. They've proven this scientifically. Yes. So what you're doing is you're synchronizing this, right? This is a practice that you want to kind of continue on with your path anyway too. But I want you to work on that. I want you to stay in the pain again. I want you to do that. I think you need to cry some more. And when you're done, I want you to work. What?
What? I'm just not looking forward to it. That's all I feel.
It sucks. It's like the worst thing in the world sometimes. You know what? I have kids and I live with them. And when I've had to go through this, I've had to hide. I've had to wait till later at night. I've had to hide. I've had to, I'm meditating. I'll be out in a little while. So it's not, and it sucks. And you get so, like, your eyes are bright red, your face, you look like crap. Like, I mean, I don't know anyone that cries that pretty. Not when you're deep in it, okay? When you're deep in it. But you deserve this. You deserve to let it come out. You deserve to synchronize. You deserve to feel the emotion. You want to feel, I'm telling you, you want to feel this emotion because you are feeling. Yeah.
I feel emotion. Just you talking about it, I'm still feeling very emotional because, as I said to you, I'm in the midst of it. I'm in the middle of this at the moment. So yeah, okay, I will drop back into misery and I'll go back to wailing and crying.
And then you're going to find, don't stop. If you still have little traces, then do it, and you'll find it'll be days apart. And then maybe a week apart, maybe you'd start to just let it go. But it's called mourning, and you have to mourn. You have to mourn. And then we'll talk about what to do after that. We'll talk in our next session. Okay.
God damn these bloody divine counterpart relationships. Seriously.
I've said that so many times.
This is so brilliant though, Nannette. This is so good because when like others see this, it will be like those who've been through it or are going through it can definitely identify and use some of the stuff you're saying. And although we watch a lot of videos, all of us do, whether it's on YouTube or somewhere else. We watch a lot of videos on spirituality and how we can, manage, our 3D lives, our spiritual lives, and meditations, and all these different spiritual leaders. We watch them, but no one really goes through this raw stuff, the real stuff. None of the bullshit, like it all looks pretty on a video, and it's, we're all making it look amazing, and we're all coping. It's interesting how I see so many videos, and like on the video they're like coming across as like really professional, really amazing.
And love and light. Nothing
really
ever
together.
No, I'm the raw one. I'll always be raw.
This is why I choose you, because I think we are.
I've plunged straight into this. I've been doing this for years. I've been awake since a child, but you hibernate. And then when my divine counterpart came to me spiritually, ever since then, I have dove straight into it. I do not run from anything when it comes at me. Now I miss things. I have missed things, and it would go months, and they won't tell me. Like, I am fully connected, and he will not say, you know what, you need to look straight at this. He does not do that. Not anymore. He just lets me. He lets, because I am powerful. I want my own power. And he knows that. Like, I'm not taking your power from you. He led me for about a year. And then he said, okay, you got this. And I will miss something. Like, it took me over and over. This lesson kept coming at me over and over. And I was like, that mother effer, because I thought it was, I thought it was him. That mother effer. He needs to knock this crap off. I've had it. And then finally you're like, oh shit, this is me. This is he's trying to bring this out in me. And as soon as I healed that, it's over. Like, he doesn't do that crap anymore. So
it's incredible.
It is, it's incredible. But it is not an easy path, and it's not supposed to be. Why would you give yourself a break? Why would you let yourself walk in here and propose to shine your light on other people when your light has holes in it? You would never give yourself a break. And that's my thing. Like, that's what keeps me together. This isn't him. This isn't some universal power. This is me. This is always me. I'm the tester. I want to knock the shit out of myself sometimes, but I'm the tester. It's me. So
absolutely. And this is this is what I'm talking about. It's the rawness, it's the realness of it. And, you know, the channel that, you know, I created was always about that, keeping it real. And I think it's really important for people to see this, you know, that this is how it's done. And if I'm prepared to do it, you know, if I'm prepared to do it and log it as it is, then you guys should be flipping doing the same, you know, keeping it real. This is what it's like. And we're going to follow this. You're going to follow my journey with doing this with you, Nannette, because I think it's important, like I say, for, you know, the world to see how it is. You know, I'm going to lay it all out. You know, yes, angelics go through, you know, ups and downs. It's not all in love. Yes, we're a high vibration. Yes, we give so much, you know, in all of the videos that I do with Deb and my Patreon stuff. Yes, we give so much, and we share, but there is also our own journeys that we go through, and I don't think sometimes that's revealed to the world. And so through these videos, we're going to do this, and I'm laying it all out, because I think there are many that are going to go through this too, or are going through it, or have been through it, and they can identify with it and go, you know what, I totally get what Nannette's saying, or I totally get what Nilesh is saying. You know, I've been through that myself. And, you know, because I think at this moment in time, Nannette, we are meeting more divine counterpart or twin flames or whatever label you want to give it. You know,
I hate that label. Yeah.
Me too. We're meeting more of them than ever. You know, we're meeting them more than ever, and they're coming up like really, really quickly. And what I am finding is that I am meeting more divine counterparts now than I've ever done in my whole life. And I'm not meeting them to get with them. I'm meeting them because they want me to trigger them. They want me to.
And you're meeting them so that you learn to stand in your own power. They're triggering you. So it is a journey. It's a journey. It's you know, it's a beautiful journey. No matter what happens, when you come out on the other side, you know, it's.
Yeah, I'm going to say at the moment, nothing's beautiful about this. Like, this is not pain, is it?
Yes, and and show that on your face. Who the hell cares? You know what? Yes, I've been in so much pain before. I wanted it all. I would never hurt myself. I could never do. I have kids anyway. But I have been in so much pain on this journey at points. I was like, I want to go home. This is ridiculous. Why am I putting myself through this? Well, you're putting yourself through this because you chose to put yourself through this, because you wanted to be a guiding light to someone else.
Yes.
Even if you are just a guiding light to your family, you are a guiding light, period.
Yeah. I agree. You know, I still very much care about the last person I was involved with. Obviously, I'm not going to say names because this is going to go out live, and you know, I still care about her, but like I was ghosted by her as well. Like that shit hurt. Like, to kind of.
Oh, I'm writing this down. This is good.
You know,
this is important.
That really hurt, because I was like, you know, my heart's open. It's wide open. Hers is like 25-50% open.
No, hold on right there, because I've gone through this on this journey. I've gone through this. It has nothing to do with you. And that's what you're going to learn. It has nothing to do with you. And once you grasp that, someone can ghost you all they want, and you're like, I'm there now. I'm like, okay, you know, if tomorrow or today he needed to take off or something, bye-bye. It's not me. It's not me. It's him.
I know that, but when you're going through it and your heart's open and you love this person, and
you're not healed, when you're going through it and your heart's open and you're not healed, it's hard. That was one of my hardest lessons, Nilesh. It's hell. That lesson is hell.
Can you imagine for 1 minute your heart's open and you've opened your heart to this person, your own, like the depth of love, the passion, your experiences, and you want to share, and you're making plans together for the future. You know, you're talking about marriage, you're talking about like moving in together, you're talking about what your life would be like, you know, all these plans which we all make. I don't think there's anyone on the planet who doesn't do this. And like, then you, like, the person that you're declaring this, you know, this amazing love to, like, gets a knife and just goes, you know, and you're like, fuck, that really, really hurt. And that's the pain I'm feeling in, you know. I'm feeling very vulnerable at the moment. I feel like I don't ever want to be in a relationship ever again. Like, you know, the idea of it, there's that part of me, and then there's another part of me that just wants to jump into another relationship to have those feelings again, you know, to kind of connect. I know that's not right, but that's a very human thing to do. And
yeah,
I know
don't do that. Try not to do that.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
You need to stay in this pain that you're talking about, because this pain is teaching you, and this pain is going to help you get to the point where you understand that if somebody does that, if somebody just walks away, it's not you. It's not you. A lot of times in a relationship, you know, they do trigger you or whatever, or maybe they agreed to trigger you or whatever.
Triggered me.
But a lot of things have nothing to do with us, and we take it personally. And this is where you learn compassion, unconditional love, and to surrender certain I hate that word. That's why I look up, because this has been surrender is the longest, hardest lesson that you learn on this journey, but you have to learn it. You have to.
And you're right. I'm not going to jump into another relationship. It's just that I'm explaining it because I think there will be many people who feel like that.
Oh,
you know? And I feel like it. I'm not going to do it because, you know, I've got control over me. But there's elements of me that like want this connection back again, and it'll be all okay, and my heart will feel really good. And there's another part of me goes, this connection is not going to ever happen again. And you know, is like, well, am I moving on to the next one? But you're right, sitting, you know, which is what I have been doing for the past 4 or 5 days, a bit longer, I think. But I need to come back to that and go back and sit in the misery and just do lots of, like, you know, crying. And like you say, it's very healing to do that, and it lets it all out. And, you know, you're grieving for the lost, you know.
Yeah, scream if you have to. I've done that. I've screamed, I've yelled at his higher self. You know, you do what you have to do to heal. It's okay. You don't want to keep it in, because this is part of your moving through the emotion. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt the other person because you're yelling.
Yeah.
They don't.
I know. Yeah. It's just, it feels bad though. You know what it's like, Nannette? It feels bad. Like you're sitting on your sofa and I don't know. I was sitting on the sofa the other day, what was it, 2-3 days ago? I was watching Harry Potter and I was crying. And I was like, what the fuck's going on here?
That's what it's like to be a woman. I'll tell you what, you have no idea. We can watch anything and something happens and we're like, oh.
I was like that. I was watching Harry Potter. I thought, I love Harry Potter. And here I am, like, bawling, you know, my eyes out. The other day, you know, I've started to... the feelings I have for her are so strong that it drives me insane at the moment. So I have to do stuff that I need to distract myself. So one of the things I'm doing is, I've been keeping fit for a while, but I've started to run. But it's like batshit crazy stuff. So I can't sleep at the moment. That's only been happening for the last 2-3 days. But I seem to be getting up at like 2:30, 3 o'clock. And then I'll try and go back to sleep for a bit, for a few hours. But it's broken sleep, so I'm up. So at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm up. I'm getting my jogging gear on. And I'm going out for a run, for like, you know, a 2-mile run. And it's like one of the things I just need to do to get this out of my head. It's almost like if I tire out my body and tire out my mind, then I won't, you know, think about her so much. And, you know, I kind of think it's twofold really, because I think one, I'm getting fit, which is great, you know, and the other thing is
No, but look at it this way, because running, no, that is something I do when my emotions are high. And what it does is it moves the energy through you. You need to look at it that way. I'm going to move this energy, because if you're just sitting constantly, the energy just is stagnant. So I'm an energy person. Everything's about energy for me. So yeah, you want to move the energy. You know, and when
exactly it.
Yeah, when you're done your cry, another thing you can do is kind of close your eyes and move the energy that's sitting there. Let it move. Say, I cried. I'm going to let ground.
But what I was going to say to you, I went for a run, right, and then I come back and I was sitting on my sofa crying. I was like, fuck, that didn't work. You know, it's those kind of moments that I'm particularly going through at the moment. You know, when we open our heart and trust in this way and give and love, and, you know, and then we don't, you know, it's not reciprocated or it breaks off for whatever reason. This is kind of, you know, I think many are going through this at the moment. And so it's just great to share it. But this is what it's like. It's like I'm cooking and I'll, you know, just end up, you know, I can't.
But that's moving energy too. You're looking at it wrong. You've got to keep moving the energy. You've got to mourn it out. So yay, you went and ran, you moved the energy, and the energy came right up.
Yeah.
And it had to come out. It has to come out. See, do you have a lot of guys that are on your thing? I hope there are men that are watching this and understand, if you're choosing this journey, you have to learn to freaking cry. Get over it. Get over it. Nobody has to watch you cry, but it is a movement of energy that needs to be done. It has to happen. It's part of, putting the masculine and the feminine together.
Yeah. And you're very right with that, because I think for a lot of the masculine, divine masculines on the planet, I definitely was feeling that. It's like going through that motion and actually like crying. There's a part of me that like really gives into it and goes, let it out, just let it be. And then another part of me goes, man up, like what's wrong with you? Like, man up. You're like, why are you crying? Like, you've done enough now. Are you doing this for yourself? Or what's going on? You have this like conflict, I feel, especially as a divine masculine. I'm not the kind of person that just cries at anything. I've never been like that. I'm a very, very strong, individual, very strong spirit, very strong soul. But we are in these energies and we are going to go through this. And it's really important that we find, what we need to do to heal ourselves. And you're going to walk us through, you're going to walk me through this. So the whole world can see what it looks like. And yes, there are some that are on the Patreon channel who are, male. But I also think, every kind of divine feminine always knows a divine masculine, so they'll be sharing it anyway.
Well, let me just cut that real quick, because I feel like that was a little sexist of me. Let me clear this up. So it's not, I understand what you're going through, because I was, and my higher self, so when it was just that, so I was very masculine when this journey started on the divine counterpart journey. Very masculine. And sometimes it's just something I had to be with my life, with the past in my life and all that stuff before I healed it. I was very masculine. So when I truly integrated the feminine, when I pulled that divine feminine in, I had to go through the same thing. So I do have compassion for what you're going through. It made me so mad. I'd be like, I can't stand this. I cry about everything. I've never cried before. I never cried, because I do have hormones, but I never was a crying type of person. I was masculine. I got shit done and I took care of business and I didn't take things personally and blah, blah, blah. No, and there's probably a lot of females out there that are on this journey who have had to become, in this day and time, a lot of us have to take on a very masculine role. So even the females, yes, you need to take yourself down and cry. You need to let it out. You need to move that energy. We have to do it. We have to. Yeah.
And it's like using whatever. I mean, we spent, a lovely kind of 4 days together, quite recently. I think it was probably like, 2-3 weeks ago. And it's wonderful. We spent a lot of time together. And one of the things is, she took one of my jumpers and sprayed her perfume on it, which, I love. And just even the smell of that is just like triggering me.
What's a jumper? It's
like a sweatshirt,
Okay, you English.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we call them jumpers, but you guys would call them like sweats, and
Okay, yeah.
A sweatshirt, so that's exactly what it is. And she sprayed it, Kenzo, L'Amour or something like that. Beautiful smell, triggers me. It's just shit like that, It's just this is the process I'm going through. So it looks like I'm going to do a lot more sniffing.
Yeah, I was going to say, use that for now. Don't wash it till you get through this. I've not washed it. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, I sound like a torturer.
Yeah, it's like, sniff now. God damn you, sniff harder. It's great. I love it. This is why me and you are doing this, because this is the only way, and I'm vulnerable at the moment, and this is the best time to break me. There's no other time. And the thing is, I know this about myself. I'm fully aware of, like, when I'm over this, when I've been through this before and I'm over this, like I did with, Beth and others, I was strong again. And when I'm strong again, and I've got that high level of energy and vibration, the vibration's always high, but it's when I'm strong again, it kind of, yeah, you know, it's a lot more difficult to break down the energy. Then there's a lot more difficult to change, and you know, to change the condition, the habitual, the patterns that I've got. I know while I'm at this stage, I am open to a lot. So, you know, this might also be, you know, a lesson for many of you who are also going through a vulnerable stage, that don't see it as a place of weakness, but as a place from, you know, a strength where you can build on a firmer foundation than you've ever been on before. And I'm prepared to take that journey, you know, with you, Nannette. I'm prepared to do that, and you know, let's just see, you know, how it all changes at the end, because I think it's going to be remarkable again. And this is, again, it's, I kind of feel like you said, it's like, you know, breaking through the barriers, you know, of, you know, awareness, you know, and the vibration for us. And so, yeah, I am like scared a little bit in some ways, you know, because I'm vulnerable. I know I'm strong, so I know I can get through this and do way more than this. But there's another part of me as well that's very excited to see, you know, the end of this too, because I think it will be, you know, really, really amazing. And I think, again, it's like, you know, a lot of people need to see that, and also be aware that if you're going through this, and maybe you might want to do the same. You might not, but it's here for everyone, isn't it? It's here for people to see, you know. And this is why I'm doing it. See, I'm putting myself out for humanity again.
Aww.
I know, the things that we do as angelics is just, you know, but I think, again, it's important. You know, we talked about this, you know, previously, is about putting ourselves out there, being vulnerable, showing the real authentic of how it really goes, the fact that we all go through this no matter what vibration you are, and being like genuine and honest and truthful, and, you know, and trying to help those who are also going through it too, through our experience. So shit. Here we go.
Yay! It'll be good. It'll be good.
I know it's going to be good with you, Nannette. I know. I'm just I have to go back into misery again. I'm not looking forward to that, but I'll do it. I'll do it. Oh God.
I don't feel bad. What's wrong with me? I'm like, I did it. You can do it. I did it. Damn it. Go do it.
This is why I chose
true
you.
Brother, sister, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly like that. It's like, shut up, just get on with it. If I did it and I'm your sister, get on with it, you know. And so, yeah, this is why it's you, because, you know, you like you say, you have compassion with it. But I need this. I know you have a high vibration, and you can break me, and I want you to break me. I want to be broken. I'm ready for that. So let's do it. Break me. Let's
do it. It just sounded really dirty. I'm sorry. You know I'm going to be real.
Stop it. That's your go-to every time.
I mean, you know who I am.
Yeah, I know exactly who you are. I know where that's coming from. Yeah, I know.
Oh God. All right. Well, I have to get to another little meeting. You can't delay this anymore.
I know.
Go to your room. Oh my God. I'm so mean.
Oh,
I don't mean it that way.
I know.
But
yeah, let's book it for next week again, because I think okay. I don't want to delay. I want to just go and do it. So let's book in again next week, if that's okay with you. Yeah.
It works for me.
Good.
Perfect.
Can we do like this same time?
Yeah.
Tuesday is like 7-ish, 8-ish o'clock, something like that. Would that be all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fine with me.
Let's do that. Great. Oh, okay. I'm slightly scared now. And I know that's difficult to see.
Don't be scared. You're strong.
I know.
Strong.
It's just, the thing is, I'm just explaining the emotional feelings I'm going through, so people can like get it, you know. I know. I'm just, it's raw, it's real, and that's what I'm feeling. So, okay, there we go.
Lots of love.
Thank you, sweetheart.
You'll be fine.
I know. With you, I'll be fine. I know. I trust you completely. You'll look after me.
I shall. Send me a message if you have any questions before then, you know.
Well, I'm going to do these 3 things you've asked, so I'm going to go back and let myself into misery. I think that might take a while. I don't think that's going to be done in a week. I'm going to go back to sniffing sweaters and, you know, looking at her pictures and making myself feel sad again, and remembering the wonderful memories I have of her, and go through all of that, and the fact that she ghosted me and, you know, doesn't want to talk to me and is really cruel with it.
Okay.
All of that. So I'll go back to all of that. So how long do I have to do that for? Until I'm done?
Yeah, until you're done.
How will I know I'm done?
How will I know? This is how you will know. It won't bother you anymore that you were ghosted. It won't bother you anymore that you're alone right now.
Yeah.
You know?
All that thing bothers me. It still bothers me that she ghosted me. It still bothers me that I am alone. It still bothers me that we planned a life together, and like she's just, you know, pissed on it, really, literally, you know, said, well, you're not important enough for me to try with you, no matter what you've done.
I'm writing it down.
That's how it feels. You know, you're not important. You're not significant enough for me to.
You know, we all go through that. That sentence right there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's about you. All right. I got it.
Okay.
All right, go to work. I love you.
I love you too, Nannette. Thank you.
You're welcome.